Yeah, I mean, we have to move past it. We have to just accept it as it is and use it as learning, a learning tool and just continue to get better. Like, these things get to fuel you and they get to be learning lessons for you and your young team. And that was a great environment. That was like a regional postseason environment. So it was good for us to have experience in that and use that in our belt as we get to see where we go.
That's something you can kind of use this weekend because this seems like a postseason series almost.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. I mean, Kentucky's a very good team, and we knew when we scheduled this late that it was going to be a good experience for us to continue to keep playing and continue to see great pitching and great hitters and just figure out a way to win, and figure out how to be your most competitive self. So I love how Kentucky plays the game. They play hard, they play the right way, and it'll be good for us to challenge it. I love that we're at home. I mean, being able to have a home atmosphere is vastly different than being away. And especially being in a big-time atmosphere, that's a great experience for our kids. And, anyone that's rooting for you like that atmosphere much better.
How nice is it putting a bow on the season, like you said, at home?
I mean, it's huge. I think that it's always kind of hard to figure out, in this last weekend to get people to come here, and we got Kentucky to come here. And I think that it's really good for our kids to be able to have another series at home that's not tied to conference, and then just to continue to have this home crowd and be able to play a great quality opponent as we go into the Big 12 tournament. I think it's exactly what we needed to do.
And I mean, going off that being at home, the last one right before Big 12 conference, NCAA, is this a weekend where you really want to see what this team has with such a good opponent, and you've been building all year to this is where you want to be heading into the postseason?
Yeah, totally. I mean, whenever we scheduled Kentucky, we knew our team was going to be good. I think we surprised a lot of people with how good, but probably Kentucky on how good. But I think that we just need our kids to be able to trust their stuff as we go on. I think going into conference, we had only lost 2 games, and then we kind of have gotten kicked around a little bit in conference, or some things haven't gone our way. So this is the time just to be ornery and trust your talent and play your game, how you've played just hard and with your heart all year. We'll do that again this weekend, and just continue to carry experience over to the Big 12 tournament and what comes next.
And you've mentioned that a few times, just trusting what they know they can do. Do you think they've done that better and better throughout the season, just trusting the team that they are?
Yes and no. I mean, I think yes and no. I think sometimes we play pretty young, where we start to doubt a little bit, and sometimes we play exactly who we are. And I think that comes with youth and some lack of experience here or there. But I do think we're getting tougher, and I think that you can't get tougher unless you go through tough things, and you can't have experience unless you go through things that give you experience. So, we knew kind of that was going to come when we have sophomores and freshmen playing a whole lot. And but I think we've found our ways on how to continue to have great at-bats to play. Like Bree Russell's having a really great season. Taylor Satchel's having a really great season. Carly Hamilton's having a really great season. You have people that have really great years. Aaron's gotten better. Missy's had great moments. Like, we've had people that have really great moments. So we just need to make sure that we continue to face those things and remember those things, and then just remember who you need to be late. I mean, we need to be hot late. That's what anybody will tell you. When you get in to tournament season, that's when you need to be your hottest. So that's what we plan on being.
Along those lines, I mean, we all knew that Jessica was going to break the record at some point. Clearly happened a lot later than a lot of people expected. Given the fact that she's done that now, was that a good thing for her, so she can kind of relax going into the end of her career?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always fun to have these accolades that people are talking about, but it's just pressure, and it's just, us learning how to handle pressure and not putting more pressure on ourselves and just letting the game be the game, and not let distractions kind of take us over. And I think we're still learning how to handle some of those things, and I think Jess was trying extremely hard there for a bit, and I think there for a second she was like, well, am I going to break the record? Like, who knows? But, she trusted, and she kept playing, and she kept working in here, and now she's freed up from that, and we can just keep playing, and we can really understand how it's going to feel to play outside of school, outside of finals, we've missed a ton of school, and no one talks about that, but, our kids miss a ton of school, and they are high performers, so they're stressed out about school, they're stressed about their rescheduling, they're stressed out about a lot of things, and we're just keep asking them to play the game, play the game, play the game. But there's all these other outside factors that these young minds are trying to manage, and I think we're getting better at that. But I also think it's really challenging. You know, I mean, just in the lobby at Oklahoma State every morning, I see her in the lobby like studying for her engineering whatever class that I can't pronounce. You know, like that's what she's doing up until we leave for Oklahoma State games, and watching film, and we were in that segment for her. But then right after the game, she's back in that same spot studying for that same final, and you know, I like that's impressive to me.
What's her major? I'm sorry. What's her major?
Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's it like seeing Jessica come in as a freshman and then break the home record as a senior?
She was nothing like this as a freshman. You know, she split time as a freshman. She was at second base for us as a freshman, but really just bought into, you know, us as a staff and how we can continue to help her get better. And she has a really tenacious work ethic. And I mean, she's been injured. She's gone through a lot of stuff in the last probably 2 years, a lot more than anyone knows about. And so it's just pride is what I think about when I think about Jessica Hartwell.
What has she kind of meant to the program to help elevate it to the stature that y'all have gotten to this year?
I mean, she's directed it. You know, she's been the example of what it came in and continue to work and be blue collar and create something for yourself. I think that her class would go back and say that same thing. Like Jessica Hartwell created herself. She didn't come in as a 5-star athlete. She split time as a freshman. She didn't start every game. She's played multiple positions for us, landed out at first base. But, you know, she's invented herself here, and we've invented our program here, and we've created it around her. And because of some of her accolades, we've been able to pull some other kids like Trinity Artwell or Missy Zoke that continues to help shape our program. And we've talked really talented 19 and 20s into coming before we were good. And now they're just going to make us even better. So that's because of kids like Jessica Hartwell or Carly Hamilton, or, you know, kids that have just really kind of strapped our program to their back and helped us create it.
She said at the time Tech started recruiting her, she only had one other scholarship offer. Do you know what, and particularly since she was from California, do you know how Tech kind of found, how y'all kind of found her, or what you saw in her?
You know, I just think she's super athletic. Like, I mean, the kid what she can lift is ridiculous. She's built like a swimmer. You know, she's just a really, really strong-minded, strong kid. And I think, you know, when you're trying to create a program, you have to look for kids you can shape. And, I mean, most of our kids have been like that, kids that we've found and shaped. And, you know, I just think that she works really hard, and you could tell that early. And she's a really intelligent kid. And she just takes her wit and takes her work ethic and has done what she's done. Like, good for her.
Going off of that, Carly was obviously, she mentioned she was not highly recruited. What was it about her that you saw she obviously has a smaller frame herself. What is it about her that you saw that you thought would benefit Texas Tech?
Yeah, Carly's bat whip is phenomenal. Like, when that kid gets from start to barrel contact, it's fast. And she has a great extension. And you know, I probably saw that kid strike out more than I saw her do anything when I recruited her. And then she would just apologize, you know, and I'm like, she's the nicest kid ever. And I'm like, dude, I'm still here. Like, I came back again and again and again. And in recruiting, it's so challenging. Like, you're not looking for those kids to hit home runs every time. Like, you're looking for something that you feel like you can build off of. And she has an incredible heart, and for the game, she just plays the game so hard, even in failure. And I think that that's really challenging for young people to fail, specifically if a program's watching them and they want this so bad and then they fail, but they keep going back to it. I mean, that's what we need. You know, she's going to fail, and now she's hitting for something, and, you know, is going to be up for every accolade she can be. And but again, another kid that works really hard, give you everything she has, you know, doesn't take days off, and has, you know, some talent that we felt like we could shape.
Have you seen her? She mentioned how sometimes people will come up on her if they don't really, you know,
Yeah,
expect
if
her.
they
Have you
didn't do
seen
their
that?
work? Yeah. If they didn't scout her, like, they are in, and I'm just like, ha ha ha, ha. You know, and then she hits it out. You know, like, the cool thing about her is that, you know, we created her to be I always knew she was a hitter, but, you know, she's really bought into the short game too, and And that's really allowed her to be multidimensional. And so if kids do respect only her pop potential, she can lay it down, or if they are thinking she's a slapper, she can hit it out, and she leads us in triples, so she can run too, and I think she has, there for a while, she was leading us in stolen bases, so, she's just a really talented kid and has a lot of facets to her game, and if they don't do their homework, then she'll beat them.
Is that one of the strengths you've seen of her? Is this, she mentioned this, all the different things she's tried to work on, both at the plate, defense, just really everything. Is that what you've seen that she's really brought, especially in the last year or two?
Yeah, I mean, she'll come to me and say, what can I do to get better? And I said, do you want to hear it? And she'll say yes, and I'll say, this and this. And then she really will go to it and do that and really try to perfect it. And that's what she's done in a lot of things. Like, last year she felt like she should win center, and I said, well, you need to do this, this, and this. And she did it, and she's really, secreted that for us late, and she's stayed there all year for us. So, she's a kid that wants you to coach her, and then she's going to do everything she can do within what you told her and more to be great. And, what else can you ask for to coach a kid like that? Show me where more kids are like that. That's really what you're trying to do.
She mentioned when she first got here, like she wasn't overly recruited, so her confidence kind of lacked. But she's mentioned throughout her time just getting better at those different things, her confidence, she feels like, has really soared while being at Tech. Have you seen that with her just at the plate and in general, just her confidence grow?
Yeah, a ton. Like, that kid had so many doubts early, and if you would talk to her, she'd be so wiggly and squirmy, and that's like the coolest, most beautiful thing about coaching is watching a young kid and then come out and leave as a grown woman. And I think you can definitely watch from where she came early, and she's been injured, so she's out of here, so she's going to be a little bit older than other kids, but her maturity level and her confidence, but her work ethic has led to that confidence, and some work she's done outside of our building just to do whatever it takes to have the best experience here. She's been willing to do that, and thank you.
Mm-hmm. I think right now we're just ready to get back to work. We have a really big weekend here against Kentucky. We have 2 days of really good practice here, and we're just ready to grind things out and figure out what we need to get better at and get ready for these next 2 games.
This weekend, a chance to kind of prepare yourself for postseason play against another good team that's in a good conference.
Yeah, this definitely has a postseason feel to it. So we're very focused, and the competition is going to be really great, and we're excited to play a really good team.
What does it mean to you to set the school home run record?
I think that's something that's really cool that I get to do. I think it's I like that it kind of sets the standard for players to come in and they can come to Texas Tech and have that expectation for themselves, that you can come here and you can break records, you can be great. I want that for my teammates, and I know that record isn't going to last very long because my teammates are really good, and I can't wait to see who breaks all mine. But I think breaking that record, it meant a lot for me in my faith too. Just seeing how it's not going to happen on my time, no matter how much I try to control it or work for it. God really stepped up in that moment for sure, and I had to wait week after week after week to break it. It was pretty miserable, but I couldn't have written it any better. So.
Did someone from the team get the record-setting home run ball? So you could
yeah, it's in my room. My mom gets in tonight, and I'm going to give that ball to her. So, yeah, I have it.
And then where will it go?
I'm just going to give it to my mom. She'll hold on to it. It's a mom thing. Yeah.
What's this weekend mean for you? The chances will probably be the last time you're playing here for you and the other seniors as well.
Yeah, it's. I think this is one of the really cool things in life that I kind of know. I kind of know when my career is going to end. I know that I can give all of myself and I can love something so much, and I have this opportunity that I can make it. I can kind of get what I want out of it. So it's going to be. Sorry. It's going to be a really big weekend here, and I can't wait to close it out on a really high note.
Obviously, non-conference was, you guys were obviously red hot during that. It will be nice to Obviously, you do it throughout the conference a few times go up, but now ending the regular season with Kentucky, that a strong team like that from a strong conference, is it nice to kind of get back to that and just be in the mode you guys were in the non-conference?
Yeah, I mean, we can just go out there and have fun. Like, it's a team we don't see every year, 3 games a year. Like, we can just go out there and have fun and compete our butts off. That's what this weekend's going to be about. And I couldn't ask for a better way to close out our home slate here.
And those of us that don't play softball in general and whatnot, is it different all that it's a 2-game series compared to 3? Like how do you guys approach a weekend like that compared to a normal 3-game one?
It won't be that different, I don't think. I think we'll just go in there and take it 1 game at a time like we would a 3-game series. It'll be a lot nicer on our bodies. I think we won't have that Sunday morning, like, really heavy limbs feeling. So that part is nice, especially for the seniors. Bodies are starting to break down at this point in the year. But other than that, though, I think the mindset is the same. We just go out there and have fun and compete as hard as we can.
Being from California, what was it that attracted you to Texas Tech?
Definitely the people. I mean, the part of California that I'm from, coming to Lubbock, Texas, was a big change. But the people here definitely make it feel just like home. And they're a big reason of why I've just absolutely loved all 4 years here.
What were kind of your options, and what was kind of the process like in terms of your recruitment and how long it took you to make up your mind to come here? Maybe what your other options were that you were considering?
So that process was in the middle of my sophomore year of high school. And at the time, I'd only really gotten 2 offers ever, my whole high school career, getting recruited. And this, out of the 2, this just seemed like the best fit, and I kind of just felt drawn to Tech. And I had no idea why. It just felt really comfortable. It felt like this is where I was supposed to be. And then looking back, this is totally something that, there's God's fingerprints all over it. It was Him working in my life before I knew who He was. And I got to come here and play the best 4 years of softball I could have asked for, meet the best people. And, I've come to find Jesus here too. So it's been awesome.
Who was your other offer?
Cal State Fullerton.
You said Lubbock is very different from the part of California you come from. You mean culturally or scenically or?
All of it. All of it. Completely different. Everything is completely different. I'm from Sacramento area. The environment's different. The people are different. Just completely different. But it's in the best ways, too, when I come here.
What's the coolest thing that you like that's maybe unique to West Texas or Texas Tech that you couldn't get back home?
The food and the people, for sure. Food and people. I was just talking about, Evie Mae's barbecue today. My sister's in town. I'm like, we have to go get these barbecue. I definitely can't get that back home.
How often does your family get to come here?
My first 3 years of my career, they came for probably maybe 3 weekends at a time, or 3 weekends a season. And now, since my last year, they've been taking a lot of time off, and I've seen them almost every other weekend. So it's been awesome. Yeah.
Remember your first home run that you hit, period?
Yeah.
When and where it went, all that stuff?
Yeah, it was in Las Vegas opening weekend, my freshman year. And it was against Sarah, I'm going to mess up her name, which I feel really bad, Sarah Groenewegen maybe at Wisconsin. She was a really, really great pitcher, and I'm this tiny little freshman, really scared, kind of just closed my eyes and swung really hard. And the ball went really far.
It was definitely fun. Oklahoma State's always fun to play, and we were right there every game. We had the lead, they ended up coming back. Those 1-run games, and I don't know, I think we played very well. We did everything we were supposed to. It just kind of didn't fall in our favor.
How do you get rid of that? How do you flush it and not think about it? I mean, because you've got plenty of good baseball, softball ahead of you, especially with Kentucky coming to town this weekend.
Right. You just look at it like we did our best, and it just didn't fall our way. So, you just kind of play forward. We've been saying that all year, play forward, and just leave in the past, learn from it, and take what you can from it. And then come Kentucky, we kick their butt.
But how cool is it to be able to host a team like Kentucky, just with all that you guys have been able to accomplish this year, and just the building to be able to close out your season against a team like that?
It's huge. They're top ranked, and we're ranked right now. It's gonna be back and forth, kind of like Oklahoma State was, and just having that game to end on is great, because you don't want to play someone that, like, you know you're going to be, like, you want to play someone that's going to challenge you and it's going to get you ready for postseason. And I think that game's going to do that. It's going to be super fun.
How have you seen this team grow throughout the year?
We've grown so much. Like, we started the year off hot, and we kind of, like, went on a little roller coaster. And then, like, we see that team at times, and then we also, like, see things that we've grown from. And I don't know. I think we're going to end the year strong. So.
No, you're good. But to stand here and listen to your teammate, just almost get really emotional talking about how meaningful this place is to her and this program is to her. How important is she just to what you guys have been able to build and what y'all have been able to do this year?
She's definitely been a huge builder for this program. She's broke records and taught, like, us freshmen and sophomore and juniors, like, the way. Like, she's really, like, paved the road. And I don't know, it's going to be sad, like, seeing her go because she's a leader on this team and we look up to her. And we're going to end this season on a good note and make it a good ride for her.
Yeah, it was tough. Of course, we wanted to win those games, and especially since we played well, we felt like we should have or could have won those games. It was tough, and to lose by one run in each of them was just, like, not what we wanted. But ultimately, we talked about, like, we just wanted to make us stronger and to grow from it and to take the things that we did well and just move into this weekend.
You talked about growing from it. I mean, is there a kind of build confidence in the fact that when you are playing your best, you can beat and be up on really good teams, but got to maintain that throughout the 7 innings, I guess?
Right, yeah, I think we just could have done a better job at, like, just bouncing back. And we did that well in our production. We continue to score runs, but I think we just continue to be relentless in our pursuit to win the game. And there's some things that were out of our control that happened that I think is what was tough for us to handle. But ultimately, like, we know we can beat them, and we're capable of beating anyone. So just to continue to keep our hopes high and to know that we're great.
That said, you got Kentucky coming into town. They just took 2 of 3 against Alabama, playing well. Is this a good chance for you guys to get a taste of what you're going to see once postseason play starts?
Yeah, for sure. And we're excited that they got those wins because that's better for us, and hopefully we beat them. So it's exciting, and it'll give us some good momentum going into the Big 12 tournament, hopefully, and then postseason after that.
Anybody got the Jessica question? No?
Hit me.
What does Jessica mean to your program?
Oh, everything. Like, she's really single-handedly, like, built so many things in our program, and we just hope that she's proud leaving here, and everything that she's done and accomplished and how God has moved through her has been crazy and been fun to watch. And so I'm just honored to have a friend like her and a teammate like her, and that whole class has really just paved the way for our team and really just left their mark.
And this just being the last weekend here at home, just how special is this place? And what, you obviously talked about Jessica and wanting to send out the senior class well, but just for this group to finally be able to play the last weekend here at home, I mean, how special is that?
It's so special. It's a little bit emotional. Like, we just love this season and love each other, and we just want it to end well for them, and we're just going to keep fighting for them and playing hard, and we know there's going to be some tears probably, but that might be to our benefit, and just help us just to have great games here and just send them off feeling good about themselves.
I know we've talked about this throughout the year, but how have you seen this team be different from the other years you've been here, just from the start to now? How has this team been different from what you've seen?
I think this team has a lot more sacrifice. This team is just willing to do anything for each other and for the goal. And I think each person understands that it's bigger than themselves and that sometimes it's bigger than softball too. We learn a lot of life lessons each day, and everybody just has a good attitude and is just willing to go all out for each other.
Now, for you personally, what is it really that's driven you? I mean, specifically this year, but really throughout your career, what drives you, like, on a week-to-week, a game-to-game basis?
Definitely my faith in God. I know that I'm here for a reason, and I feel like for me it's not always about softball. Like, it's about each other and just love and just building something to be proud of. And I think that what's important for me is that our team is a light to each other and a light to Lubbock and a light to the softball community. And I think we do a good job of just representing ourselves well and just working hard and never taking reps off and just pursuing excellence in everything that we do.
Now, obviously, when anyone looks at you, there's a few home run hitters on the team. But for you personally, has that been something throughout your career, high school, college, that people don't really, whenever they first see you, they don't expect that out of you. Do you like surprising them in that way, or how does that usually come up?
Yeah, it's so awesome. It's my favorite thing, like when people just are caught off guard or when they move in on me, I'm like, yes, let's go. And then just to burn somebody, it's fun.
That happened a lot in high school? Like before and when you first got here, did you see that often?
Yeah, I mean, at my size, I look like a slapper, and I can do different skills, so that's something Coach G's taught me, like, just catch them off guard. Some people don't know how to play certain defenses in different skills, so I try to use it to my advantage.
What does that feel like? Not just to hit a home run, but when you think someone doesn't see that coming, you can hit like a 2-run home run or something, really catch a team off guard like that. How does that feel?
It's fun. Yeah, it's just fun. And then, like, your next at bat, you can drop a bunt or something, and then they're just like, like, they don't know what to do. So it's fun. It's cool that Coach G can teach me so many things about the game and how I can be successful in different ways.
Have you seen that as one of the big strengths of your game, is being about like a Swiss Army knife, but just being able to help the team in so many different ways?
Mm-hmm. I didn't come in that way. That was definitely taught to me. And I also didn't really have much belief in myself that I could get it done. And Coach G just spent so much time, like, really just believing me and telling me that I'm great and that I'm capable of great things, and that just to continue to work hard every day and good things will happen. So that was definitely something that was taught to me, and has really just made me such a better player than I was coming in.
So overall, is that one of the strengths you've seen, is like the belief of yourself as a player since you've come here is just grown exponentially?
Yeah, for sure. My story's crazy, and how I got here was crazy, and I didn't have much belief in myself, but I just came to work every single day, and I knew that God had something in store for me if I just continue to pursue it and just quietly go about my work, and here I am, and it's crazy where He's brought me.
Could you walk us through that? How you eventually got to Tech?
Yeah, well, I was recruited my sophomore year. Softball has earlier recruiting, and I really wasn't recruited by many schools, and I wasn't really heavily recruited by Tech either. I just came for a camp and happened to get an offer at the camp, and I was just like, what? And, I just remember feeling so grateful for it, and I came in, and people told me I probably wouldn't start in college, or I'd probably be a pinch hitter or maybe play right field, and that didn't sit well with me, and I just knew that God had something better for me, and that I would just use my platform for His glory. And so I just continue to work hard every day and just try to be the best friend and leader that I could be for my teammates, and here I am. He's brought me a long way.
You're from the Houston area, which from what I understand, you had a few teammates that went to play College Road. Is that does that softball team turn out a few college softball players?
Yeah, my entire high school team went D1, I think. And so we had a great program and some really awesome talent. My school's big, so we had a lot of options. But yeah, it is big where I'm from.
How many are still currently playing out of your team that you graduated with?
Every person has graduated. Yeah, so I'm the only one left.
And I guess we've asked about your defense a few times. We've had like a few of those different diving catches this year that you kind of mentioned, the Swiss Army knife type thing, where on offense you've really contributed in a lot of ways. Is that where you've seen the next step of your game, where you're also contributing in a lot of ways on the defense as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my defense isn't always something that I've been super confident in, and I had a lot of reasons to doubt my diving ability. And just fear of injury and a lot of things that have happened in my past. And that's just another testament to where God has brought me. Like, He instilled belief in me, and just to take one of my weaknesses and to make it my strength, it's so awesome. And I just hope that it just rubs off on my teammates too.
Last one, guys, I promise. So you mentioned just the confidence that you get. Is it with with each of those diving catches, with each of those home runs, do you feel like when you get up to the plate next time, you're even more and more confident throughout the season and throughout your career in general?
For sure, yeah. It definitely hypes me up, which is nice because I was the DH, so I only hit my first year, and so it was all about hitting, and I couldn't really feel good about something else. It was just only focused on hitting, which is a tough position, and now I'm excited for both, and if I'm lacking in one spot, I can make up for it in another, and I just have a lot of opportunities, and our pitchers do a good job of not really giving me the ball, so it's fun when